Hello.
Hello.
I have Abby here with me to do another line lesson. This is a really fun one. This is a line lesson where we talk about what happens when we have two lines and how they get positioned when they're on a plane or a flat surface. We grabbed the pink sticks from the box of sticks and we're going to lay them out. So we're going to switch into our multi-screen here so you can see what we're doing. Okay, and so you can see we have our box of sticks mats out. We're going to take the pink sticks and first we're going to put this one down and we're going to make this one horizontal. Remember, horizontal is where the sky meets the water, the horizon line. And so we're going to place this horizontal line right at the top here of our board. Now we want this next line to be exactly the same distance from this one, the whole length. So I grabbed a little purple stick and we're going to put this one here to make sure that this stick is perfectly distanced from the other one, the whole length. So we're going to move this down here and push that there. Okay, now these two sticks, the pink sticks, are the same distance apart, the whole length. And we know we're using these sticks to be lines, so we have to imagine that they go on forever in both directions, and these lines are going on. So when we look at these two pieces or two lines that are the same distance apart, we know that these two lines going on forever in both directions will never meet because they're the same distance apart the whole length. When two lines are the same distance apart for their whole length, we call those parallel lines. Parallel lines are two lines that are the same distance apart for their whole length, and those lines will never meet. They will never cross. Okay, now I have another set of pink sticks, and I'm going to put these ones right here. Now this pair of pink sticks, you can see started, I want to go this way. This pair of pink sticks, let's move them over a little bit so you can see which sticks are partners here. When we put these sticks down, you can see that I made an oblique line, a line that is not horizontal or vertical. And I'm going to put this one down. I'm going to put this one down oblique as well. And you can see that this oblique line is oblique in a different direction. These two lines are this far apart here, and they're getting closer and closer together. When we have two lines that go on forever and they're coming up from apart and they're coming closer and closer together, we call those lines convergent. Convergent. Convergent lines start far apart and come closer and closer together, and eventually they will meet. If we continue this line down and continue this line down, they would meet. They would converge. Those are called convergent lines. Okay, now we have two more sticks that we're going to make two more lines in their relationship to each other. So this line, I'll put them over here so that we can see all of them at one time. This line I'm going to make oblique. And it kind of looks like this oblique line. And then I'm going to take this stick and I'm going to make another oblique line. And this oblique line is pointing in a different direction. So these two lines, if they were extended on forever, you can see they're this close together and they're getting further and further and further and further apart. They'll never meet. There will never be a point where these two meet. They're going apart forever. These two lines are called divergent lines. Parallel lines are two lines that stay the same distance apart for their whole length. They will never meet. Convergent lines are two lines that start far apart but are coming closer and closer together, and they will eventually meet. And then divergent lines are lines that start together. They could, if we were coming this way, they would start together, but they're moving further and further apart as they get further away. They'll never meet again. Okay, so do you want to hear a little story that goes along with these lines and some of our little friends? Okay, I want to talk about our friends and the parallel lines. Now, when we look at parallel lines, we know that they stay the same distance apart the whole time. So here I have a little girl. I'm going to switch you into the full screen so you can see everything that's happening. Okay, now you can see the lines and the words, hopefully. So here's a little girl, and she's walking along, doing her work, having fun on that pink line. And here's a little boy, and he's walking along, doing his work on this line. And because these lines go on forever, this little boy and this little girl walk their lines, never knowing that the other one exists, never knowing whether they would have been friends or not, just living ho-hum, our lives are fine. And they walk those lines forever and ever. They will never meet. This little boy and this little girl will never meet. They'll never become friends. I'm going to put them right up here. Okay. These little friends are never going to meet. Okay, now I want to tell you about these friends. These little friends, here's a little boy and he walks this line, and here's a little girl and she walks this line. And guess what? They're smiling. They're smiling because they know that someday they're going to meet someone just like them, who likes to do work just like them, who's going to become their very best friend. They know that someday they're going to meet them. And so this little boy walks happily along his line, and this little girl walks happily along her line, because they know someday they're going to have the best friend ever, until that day when they meet and they become the best of friends and the happiest work partners. Okay, there's one more pair of friends we're going to talk about, and they're these friends right down here. Now, here they are. Oh, I don't know if you can see them up there. Here, there they are. This little girl is walking on this path right here, and this little boy's walking on this path, and they are very sad. They're very sad because, you know, they used to have a very best friend, the best work partner you could ever ask for, but they're walking different paths in life. And they know that the path they're walking will never meet again. They know that they're never going to meet that friend again. And as they walk away from each other, they're very, very sad. They know they'll never meet again. Those are divergent lines. Friends on divergent paths leave each other and don't meet again. So let's review our friends. Abby is almost crying over here. She's so sad for the friends. These two little kids, they're happy. They're okay. They're content. They're on parallel lines. They're both happily living their lives, doing their own thing, and they're okay. They're just fine. They're parallel. These two little kids, on the other hand, they know each other exists, and they know that someday they get to work together. They're converging. They're coming together, and they are so happy. They're just the happiest little kids because they know someday they're going to have the perfect work partner when they meet. These are convergent lines. And then these sad little kiddos, once upon a time, had the very best work partner ever, but their paths are separating. They're diverging, never to work together again. I know Abby's over here tearing up because it is so sad to think about these little work partners and their different journeys. Aside from the sad story about our little friends, I hope that you enjoyed learning a little bit more about two lines. Parallel lines are lines that stay the same distance apart the whole length of their lines. Convergent lines are lines that are coming together, that will eventually come together and meet. And divergent lines are lines that started together and are working further and further apart the farther they go. Please stop moving the table. Sorry, it was getting a little bouncy. It was like you're on a roller coaster. Okay, I hope you enjoyed your three new vocabulary words: parallel, convergent, and divergent. And I can't wait to see your follow-up in your journal. Have a great day, everyone.
Goodbye.